Have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder if anyone else struggles to open milk cartons? Well, this was a real issue in 1976. I kid you not.
I've never admitted to anyone before, but I've constantly found it impossible to open one of these cartons of milk properly.
Straight away, the first line, how serious is he about struggling to open a milk carton? It's like he's letting out a deep, dark secret that he's really an alcoholic or he's in £100,000 worth of debt because of his gambling. No. He's never admitted that he struggles to open a milk carton. This is how low this channel has got, really, isn't it? This is the video that we're watching.
Try as I might over the years, the perfect way has eluded me. And at times it's left me depressed, frustrated, and wondering about my manual dexterity.
What? What is he going to start slitting his wrists or something? He's feeling depressed, questioning his dexterity. This is a bit too much for struggling to open a milk carton.
And I can imagine to a person who's a little bit emotionally unstable, the trauma of trying to open one of these cartons could have devastating psychological effects. It appears quite simple if you follow the instructions. It says to open here, and you press back the folds like this. But that's when the tricky part comes in trying to get the spout up. And invariably I've been forced to put my finger in the hole here, and goodness knows what sort of germs have been getting into my milk. I've been ashamed to tell anybody of my inadequacy because I thought I was alone in my struggle against technology. But it appears I'm not really alone after all.
This is so funny. This is so funny. However, I say it's so funny, but he does sort of have a point. I don't think I've had to open a milk carton in a long time. Occasionally, like orange juice, occasionally. But it is true. It is quite difficult to open. And you pull back the flaps. You try and pull it as much as possible until a tiny little hole appears. And then you try and stick your finger in and pull it back. That is the technique, I think. But I don't know if that's the official technique written on the label. Good job we got screw caps now, eh? It is all plastic, though. You've done it. You've done it, man.
Oh, yes, but that's not bad, is it?
Well, that's fair enough. You have to put your finger in, do you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not right?
Oh, I don't know. It's not very hygienic, is it?
No.
Bit of germs, never anyone.
It's a little bit hard to get.
You put your finger in the spout, do you?
Oh, yes. Quite easily.
You did that quite quickly, do you?
Sorry, is he having an interview with Glenn Robbins? It looks a little bit like Glenn Robbins, doesn't it? At the start of Kath and Kim when his hair's a little bit longer.
Open those sort of cartons often?
No, not very often. We use bottled milk, actually.
Well, this kind of milk, you know, I pick it up and I go, ah! And then it never pours like that, so I start at the other end and go like that again. And in the end, I've got two ends, and when I tip it up, it's spitting out both ends, you see? So I'm having all kinds of trouble. And then I stick it in the fridge, and the kids come along, and they start one end, and that's it.
So it's a bit of
a
bit of a mess, isn't it? Watching them march innocently off the production line, you'd hardly realise what torment they've caused the housewife.
What torment they've had given the housewife? Oh man, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I understand there is a very small problem. A very, very, very small problem. It's not a big problem. It is very, very tiny. But I love how he's focusing on the fact that he's having to stick your finger in and he thinks you're putting germs in it and whatnot.
When the cartons first became popular about 4 years ago, the manufacturers took great pains in explaining the right way of opening them. And, believe it or not, there is a right way.
Examine the to open sign. Take it with 2 fingers. Push back. And form a throat section.
That seems amazingly simple. Why is it that...
No way. No way. Because normally the inside, so this inside bit is stuck together, right? When he did that, it just peeled away, didn't it? No way. That was a staged one, I reckon. That is yeah, that is staged. That never opens that easily.
I think one of the problems that strike is going to the wrong end of the carton. In in that case, you have difficulty because of very definite adhesion between the two faces.
What about people who open at the right end, though? What happens there?
Well, I think if they do not form that correct return action, and attempt to pick it with their fingers or thumbs.
A lot of people stick their grubby little finger in.
That's
don't they?
right. Well,
it's not
that's
very hygienic, is
no,
it?
far from it. So I think the action is to push back the two wings such that you can spring
That is smooth as butter.
straight formation.
So
Can
now
I just try the right way?
please go
another one?
ahead.
So I still have difficulty.
Yes, you
Maybe
still
it's
have that trouble there, don't you?
my fingers are sore on the end. Perhaps that's why they're always sore with housework.
Oh, how times have changed. My fingers are always sore with housework. Good job we're not living in the 70s anymore. I'm sorry. A woman is free to do what she wants these days. You know, good job we got all the white goods and everything. Wow, this is very old-fashioned.
Thank you.
Now, you say you've given these away?
Yes, why don't you have,
Fine.
in fact, have
Two.
two.
Thanks a lot. Sure.
Well, it seems all my problems are solved now that I know how to do it. I'll just go through it. See how it's done. You open it up here and now you pull the folds back. That's what I wasn't doing before. I was putting my finger in. And you press the spout up. I'm having a bit of trouble with this one.
Making it look easy.
You press the spout up like that and
That is news reporting. That is quality news reporting at its finest, isn't it? A problem that does... It barely exists, does it? It's a problem that barely exists. But looking back at old 1976, it's an old news reporter talking about the struggles to open a milk carton. What I actually find quite interesting is he clearly does have an Australian accent, but back then it wasn't as strong, was it? You know it's Australian, but it's quite posh Australian. And that's quite interesting because I think a lot of TV was like that, wasn't it? You didn't have shows like Housos on back then, did you? I don't think with the lower in the community, did you? It's interesting to look back at all these sort of old vintage news reports, TV shows. I hope you enjoyed it. I bet you haven't seen this. This is something new, I reckon, that to even you guys. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you next time.